Hello, everyone. I'm Feng Lifan from Qinghai Minzu University. It's my honor to share my recent research findings at this conference. The title of my presentation is Temporal Evolution and Obstacle Analysis of the High-Quality Development of Primary School Education Conditions in Qinghai Province. I will structure my presentation around four parts: introduction, research design, conclusions, and recommendations. First, let's start with the introduction section. Why do I need to study the quality of compulsory education conditions in a single province? As we know, existing studies have primarily focused on macro-level research concerning over the trajectory and the strategic planning of national education development. There is a relatively lack of analysis at the level of individual provinces, making it difficult to accurately reflect the distinctive practices and realities of education at the local level. Thus, there is an urgent need to shift the research focus to the provincial level. In the research design fact section, I will briefly introduce the research steps and the construction ideas of the evolution index system. However, due to time constraints, this part will not be elaborated on here. If you have any questions, you are welcome to communicate via email after the meeting. In the research conclusion section, two core findings were mainly obtained. Firstly, at the provincial level, the development of primary school education conditions in Qinghai has shown a steady rising trend with fluctuations. The period from 2013 to 2017 saw the most rapid improvements, followed by a structural decline in 2018 and a subsequent continuous increase. Thanks to the province's remarkable achievements in dropout prevention and compulsory education retention around 2018, the trajectory of educational development may be described as plain on the surface but rich in the substance. Although there was a temporary dip, the foundation of primary education has become more solid. Then, in terms of regional comparison, the development of primary school education conditions across urban, township, and rural areas in Qinghai exhibits two heterogeneous characteristics: urban lagging behind rural, and rural progressing slower than urban. Urban lagging behind rural refers to the fact that the per-student level of school conditions in rural areas has long surpassed that in urban and township regions. This pattern results from both a sustained decline in rural student populations and heightened attention at both the provincial and national levels to improving rural school conditions. Rural progressing slower than urban, it means the fact that the faster growth rate of school conditions in urban areas compared to rural areas, reflecting Qinghai's efforts to adapt its primary education to the trends of new urbanization and population migration. Based on the above findings, it is recommended that Qinghai Province proceed to take countermeasures from two aspects. First, Qinghai Province should align with demographic trends and increase investment in school conditions. In the context of national population aging, Qinghai's child dependency ratio reached 29.2% in 2023, higher than the national average of 24.88%. This indicates a relatively healthy child population and continued potential for growth in basic education. The province should adjust its investments in line with changes in the school-age population, continuously increasing funding for primary education infrastructure to lay a solid material foundation for high-quality school conditions. Secondly, it should improve school governance, efficiency, and fine-tune resource allocation. Regional development imbalances are closely linked to differences in educational investment and the government's ability to allocate resources equitably. Qinghai should formulate targeted strategies in response to the heterogeneity of school condition development across regions. For instance, considering that urban primary schools face high obstacle degrees in set conditions, the province should, while ensuring that rural conditions do not regress, expand urban educational land in line with urbanization trends and accelerate the construction and renovation of primary schools to resolve the issue of urban lagging behind rural. That's all I want to say. Thank you for your listening. Do thanks.